She doesn't see herself anymore. But I still do. Hi. My name's James, and I'm 46 years old. This story isn't just about love. It's about noticing the quiet pain in someone you care about and choosing to act before it swallows them whole. I've been married to my wife, Emily, for 15 years. She's 42 now. She's smart, compassionate, stubborn in the best way, and easily the most beautiful person I've ever met, inside and out. But lately, she doesn't see that. Not at all. It all started about 8 months ago. Part 1. The illness that changed everything. Emily had always had a healthy relationship with her body. She never obsessed over numbers or trends. She ate well, moved around a lot, and smiled often. But then she got sick. A rare condition. One of those that creeps in, chips away at you slowly, and then suddenly takes more than you expected. Within a few months, Emily lost over 100 pounds. Now, that might sound like something to celebrate. But when the weight drops because your body's fighting something, not by choice, it doesn't feel like a victory. It feels like betrayal. Her skin didn't have time to adjust. Her muscles weakened. Her appetite shrunk. And so did her confidence. I could see it in small things. The way she avoided mirrors, how she started wearing only oversized sweaters, the time she stood in the closet for 15 minutes and walked out in the same outfit she wore the day before. And I remember this one moment. It broke me. I was walking past the bathroom when I heard the soft sound of her sobbing. Not the dramatic kind. The quiet kind. The kind you hide in the folds of a towel. I peeked in and saw her pinching her cheeks hard, pushing them upward like she was trying to remember how she used to look. She puffed out her cheeks with her tongue, mimicking the fullness she'd lost. She didn't know I saw. I walked away. But that moment stuck with me like a splinter in the heart. Part 2. The quiet spiral. Emily didn't complain. She never does. That's part of the problem. She's the type of person who apologizes for taking up space, even in her own home. She'd say things like, "Sorry I took an extra 5 minutes to get ready," when she was perfectly on time. "You probably miss how I used to look." And I'd tell her, over and over again, that she was still the most beautiful woman I'd ever seen. I meant it. I still do. But she couldn't hear it. Not truly. Compliments felt like raindrops on a windshield. There, but never soaking in. She'd smile, sure. But it wasn't the same. Her smiles had always reached her eyes. Lately, they stopped at her lips. She tried dressing up once for a dinner out. I remember the hesitation in her steps as she walked down the stairs. She looked stunning, though the dress was loose in places it never had been before. I told her she looked amazing. She smiled. But it faded before we reached the car. That night, she barely touched her food. Said she felt tired. I knew the truth. She didn't feel like herself. Part 3. A small plan of love. One night, after she'd gone to bed, I sat in the living room thinking. I looked at our wedding photo. She had that same mischievous grin she always wore when she knew she was being admired. I missed that look. I wanted to do something, anything, that would help her feel a little more like herself again. So I started with what I knew. Her favorite dress. It was a royal blue vintage wrap dress with delicate lace on the sleeves. She used to wear it when we went to the theater or out for her birthday. But it had hung untouched in the closet for months. I tried to find the same one online, in her new size, but it seemed the style was discontinued. So I had an idea. I called my sister, a brilliant seamstress. I asked if she could help me remake the dress. Not from scratch, but by modifying the original. I brought it to her that same night, along with one of Emily's newer dresses for sizing reference. She lit up at the idea. Told me to give her a day. Part 4. The gift and the reaction. When I went to pick it up the next evening, I was blown away. She hadn't just resized it. She'd transformed it. She'd added a set of beautiful wooden buttons, widened the waist gently, and incorporated a soft sash. An obi-style belt inspired by Japanese design, one Emily had admired in movies with geisha characters. The dress still looked like her dress, just new, alive. She even wrapped it in a box with a pink ribbon because she remembered pink was Emily's favorite. When I got home, Emily was already asleep. I placed the box at the foot of the bed and waited until morning. She woke up confused, her eyes still heavy with sleep. "What's this?" "Open it," I said. When she saw the dress, her face changed. At first, I thought maybe she didn't like it. But then she touched it. Her fingers trembled slightly. She slipped it on. And then I heard it. That high-pitched squeak she makes when she's genuinely happy. The kind I hadn't heard in months. She walked out, did a little twirl, and asked, "Where did you buy this?" When I told her it was her old dress, she froze, then ran to the closet. It was missing. "I had it altered," I said softly, "because I love you, and I miss that spark in your eyes." Part 5. The real talk. She sat on the edge of the bed, the belt ribbon in her hands. "I don't know what's wrong with me," she whispered. "I just don't feel like me anymore." I sat beside her. "You're still you. You're my wife, my best friend, my hummingbird." That's what I've always called her, because she's small, fast-moving, and constantly humming a little tune when she's focused. Even now, I can hear her hum while she folds laundry or writes in her journal. She looked up at me, and for a moment, I saw the fight in her eyes. That fire. It hadn't gone out. It was just buried. "What if I want to change everything?" she asked quietly. "Then we'll change everything," I replied. "We can tailor all your old clothes, buy a new wardrobe, try out makeup styles. We could even get a handheld sewing machine so you can play around with your own designs." Her voice dropped to a whisper. "Could we maybe do a little of both?" I smiled and pulled her close. "Of course we can." Part 6. The moment of healing. We held each other for a long time. She cried a little, not from sadness, but relief, the kind that comes when you realize you don't have to hold it all in anymore. She started humming again as she packed our bags for her upcoming doctor's appointment. The cinnamon buns she baked made the whole house smell like a bakery. And when I tried to help pack, she gave me this warning glare that's supposed to be scary, but looks more like a puppy trying to growl. That night, as we laid in bed, I watched her fingers play with the ribbon on her new belt. Her smile wasn't glued on anymore. It was real. Ending. The message to others. To the world, she may look different now. To me, she's still the same brilliant, brave, slightly chaotic hummingbird I fell in love with. And I will never stop reminding her of that. If you're watching this and you know someone who's going through something similar, I want you to hear this. Don't wait for them to ask for help. Show up anyway. Show them they're not alone. Remind them that love sees beyond the mirror. Sometimes it's not about grand gestures. Sometimes it's a blue dress, a pink ribbon, and the words, "I see you. You're still you, and you're still beautiful." Thank you for listening to our story. If you believe in showing up for the people you love, even when they can't ask for it, consider sharing this video. You never know who needs to hear it. Until next time, take care of each other.